Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, keenly awaited, highly anticipated edition of The Trading Floor with your humble host, Angie Barbosa, Brad Reed, and Jeremy Alexander. So another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal. Back on the third hour, Brian Paul and the Hizzy. He's heading out. See you, Brian. Have a great day. Oh, I have so much stuff to talk about. So many things to converse on the third hour. I guess it's appropriate. Today is Merchant Monday. I think it's appropriate that JCPenney, we start off with. Marsha asked about it right before the break. So let's look at JCPenney. I'm going to look at a few of the merchants after I do a big picture review of the stock market. And then I'll update some day trades and we'll kind of go from there. But right now we're only in one day trade. We're in one day trade and one day trade only. And I think it needs to be updated in about 10 or 15 minutes. But anyway, JCPenney, Marsha Toberman was looking to short it. And I agree. It does look shortable to me. You know, we have exponential moving averages. We failed the 50 very, very nicely right there. We had a nice retest gap, which we did retest. And theoretically, this could also be considered the retest of that gap. On a weekly chart, also looks bearish. We're below all the exponential moving averages on a weekly. There is a lot of support right here, though, Marsha, at about 630, give or take, from the candles, from the lower wicks, and things of that nature. So if we close below 626 and or open at 626, I would be more bearish than bullish. My stop would be about 689, and target one would be about 524 on JCPenney. So that's, I guess, my first quick update for merchants. Let's go look at the general stock market and then kind of see what's going on. Today's gap down, I actually love. I love today's gap down. So, what day did I do this on? I think I did this on this day right here. So I think we can kind of be, we can more or less take this off now. I think most of us are in bullish on the DIA or some form of bullishness. You know, could we roll over here for January 2015 and then bounce? Yes, that's absolutely plausible. I think there's a really, really good chance that could happen. Probably over 50%. Maybe 63.819% chance that in January you get some 2015 selling, and the selling comes in, and then we see if we begin to bounce at all. You know, because at the beginning of the year, tax purposes, some selling will come in, things of that nature. So we'll see. We'll see how that plays out. But we are in a stair-step pattern, and this is considered a retest, and volume is declining. So since tomorrow we have a full day, and then Wednesday I think we're closed early. I think Thursday we're closed all day, and then Friday we're open. I would not be shocked if we trade sideways pretty much until Friday. Moving averages caught up, and then we continued. I think that's the other chance. Those are really the only two things that are going to happen in my mind. Those are the two things I'm waiting on to see if it plays out. We're either going to get a early January pullback, and I'll be looking to buy the bounce, or we're going to trade sideways until the first week of January when trading really opens up big time, and then likely we'll continue a little bit higher on the overall market. SPY is very similar. Very, very bullish gap, honestly, on the day after Christmas, 26th. You had a black candle, and we opened above the high. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a bullish gap on SPY. So same thing goes into place. Is yes, the volume is low. I can understand that, and I think the volume will likely continue to be low a little bit throughout the holidays. And then we're either going to continue higher or we're going to get a retracement, and then I'm going to buy the bounce from January's pullback if that happens. I don't know if it will, but if it does. So that's kind of my thought. That's my goal. That's my process. I'm kind of keeping an eye on that to happen and to play out and see what it does. The QQQs at the moment, again, more bullish than bearish. We're coming up to a high at approximately 105.80, and then our next real big target is about 111.55 on the Qs. So we're going to be seeing how that plays out and kind of comes into, you know, see if that comes into any type of fruition of what happens, what it does, what kind of moves it makes, that type of thing. So there's the Qs, and of course for Paul Aarons and everyone else who loves the Russell, here's your IWM. And IWM, ladies and gentlemen, Iron Condor numerically expired profitable. We're at this very, very strong resistance level. And I would love some sideways movement. I would really, really like some sideways movement to give this a rest. But if we start closing on the IWM above 121.57, get ready for another very, very beautiful bullish market to likely take place. I would love some sideways movement. And I think that's really about it. I think that's what I got on the market in general. Sideways movements and then a continuation on Russell, and I'm more bullish than bearish. So if that really, really starts moving strongly, man, I mean, that really could proceed to carry the market into a one more higher bullish thrust, where I think people at that point will really start getting into a frenzy, and we could be approaching potentially the top for a little bit of a pullback. Questions, concerns, thoughts, opposing views on the overall market. There is a party in the Angie Barbosa, Lydia Barbosa household. Brian Bodie just showed up in Sacramento. What's your plans, Angie? Fill me in. Can you? Are you allowed to fill me in? Are you telling me what you crazy animals are going to do?
No, it's all top secret.
All right.
Hey, we were in it. I don't know. Is Dan here? No.
Walsh?
Oh yeah, Dan. We were gonna crash Dan's Lou's sushi joint, but unfortunately it closed today. So we're gonna go find another one. It's called I think Dan used to have some. It used to be his place too. Tokyo Froze. Apparently they have an awesome happy hour from 4 to 6.
Okay.
Yep.
He told me about Tokyo Froze. Are you meeting up with Mark Carruthers as well?
I emailed him to let him know what we were doing this morning and waiting to hear back from him. He's a little bit south and was going to try and get someone to take care of kids and meet us.
Okay, cool. Well, keep me posted. I hope you guys have a blast. I know you will. I appreciate you meeting up with Brian. Brian, you haven't met Brian Bodie yet, have you?
No, but I know you had, so it's all good.
Yeah, he's going to talk a lot of smack about me. Anything that he says, take with a grain of salt, okay?
Why do you want to know how long his hair is?
Nice, Reed. Nice. Reed's got my back.
I should take a picture and send it to you. It's short.
Oh, that's great.
I don't know. He cut it. Oh, he just cut it last night. Okay. Again. Okay.
Yeah, he had to cut it because he lost to me. Fantasy football.
Oh yeah, I remember.
And I lost to Brad Reed officially this week. I told you guys I was going to. There was just mathematically, numerically, no way I could come back from that beating. Brad Reed is way too good. Way too good.
Oh, I'm gonna get to hear all sorts of stories. Yeah.
It's gonna be a good time.
Nice.
Good time. Rick wants to look at LEN. Yes, absolutely. So on the docket for the moment for swings, I got Lock, Whole Foods, PLNR, AMBA, and LEN just to look at a little bit more in depth. Let's just update the recording students on MTW, which is the only day trade that we've taken so far today. And it was a bullish retest gap. So, trades going up, beautiful resistance. This was a very, very disciplined stock that I was mentioning to students. It really, really is. Looking at this on a big time frame, you guys can see how well these lines get respected. So, buy the bounce on a swing level, yes. Today was a day trade. How far could the retracement come back to? I really do not know. I do not know, but it kind of more or less needs to happen. It's very, very extended, very, very high up there, and a little bit of retracement to that 22 level and a bounce would be much more bullish than bearish. Orkin wants me to look at Sprint for the swing trade. Yep, I'll do that as well. So hop into the hourly. Here's what we got on the hourly. So on the hourly chart, it looks like a nice candle. We're made a higher high and a higher low. Hourly looks pretty, looks decent. Our trade based on the 5-minute chart was we really just kind of waited, more or less waited for this breakout, trade up, retest. Here was the initial retest. I think Zane got into there somewhere, if I'm not mistaken. Trade up and then trade sideways all day and then just recently broke. And we still haven't quite made a higher high, higher low. Almost have we. So let me go to a 15-minute chart. 15-minute charts, and I still think this looks like a flag pattern. So I'm still going to wait on the stop movement to break even. I think we're still kind of waiting up, but I'm going to move it a little bit. I'm going to move it to 22.47 to lock in my stop just a little bit more. So my recording students, I did put Logix on my Mac. So this is the first time that I'm using Logix on my Mac, as well as the webinar service, as well as TradingView, as well as everything else. So I'm working on that multitasking aspect. So here's the order. Here's the order to sell, and here's the order to sell for a profit. So this is my stop, and this is the target profit. So what I'm going to try to do is, give me 1 second to go find the other thing. There's the level 2 box, which I don't really need right now. I need to find my orders. All right, give me about 3 seconds. So right now I'm up almost 1 R on the trade. Almost an R. R, like a 0.75 R. Okay, positions, pending orders. All right, there's pending orders. I'm going to go ahead and, what if I can just adjust this on the Mac? Is the exact same? No, I'm just going to go ahead and cancel it. Okay, so I canceled the stop placement, so now I'm just going to go again, and I'll show you guys how I would take the stop placement up with real time. 22.42, and I'm going to take the stop and put it below this white candle, 22.48. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to click on position. So this little P button, right? This little P button, that takes the whole position that I'm in. And I'm going to do stop market. I'm going to put in the price of 22.48, and I'm going to click sell. Confirm send order, yes. And so here's my pending order right here. So now I have sell at 22.97. I'm going to sell half my position there. And then 22.48 is my current stop for my long position. So if I lose, I'll lose, you know, a little bit more than a half an hour, but not too much more. So that's MTW. And now let me get my chat pane back up here. So this is not as easy as I want it, but it's okay. Cheryl said you could have modified. Oh, that's right. I could have done that on the Mac. I don't think I could have saw that. I'm working on it. I'm working on this Mac. It is a hair different on PCs than Mac, but not massively. Okay, so there's MTW. Looks nice. You know, hey, if it continues, awesome. Hope it does. That'd be great. So let's go look at a few retails, merchants, if we will. Let's go take a sneak peek at Best Buy. That was my attempt to type in Best Buy. Best Buy. Beautiful little gap down today. I like it. I think this is a buyable gap, in my opinion. This is a retest gap just recently on Best Buy. We trade up to a resistance, and now we came down, and we're beginning to bounce again. So if you're more bullish than bearish on Best Buy, in my opinion, I think that makes the most sense. If we want to consider another put sale, we could maybe do a 35 put sale. This time do a little bit of a longer, Snapdragons. Do a little bit of a longer term expiration. I just closed my chart. So let me pull this up. Going to Best Buy. All right, there's Best Buy. And pull the chart back up. Here's the chart. Options. I really want to see where earnings is going to be. Okay, January, regular January expiration. I doubt there's going to be a lot of premium in there, but we'll keep an eye on it. BBY. Okay, 35. And we might maybe squeak in another one a little bit closer. Let's just do a 35 put sale. See if there's any premium in there. I doubt there's going to be tons. Okay, it has to be over earnings then. I'm assuming.
I'm pulling it up for you.
Yeah, thank you, Angie, because that's too much premium.
No, March 3rd. March 3rd before open, so they're done already.
Can anyone tell me what's going on with Best Buy?
Interesting.
Why is there so much premium in that for January? Well, this is a good time for Twitter as well, potentially. Because Twitter, you can search stocks. That's another cool thing I like about it. See what other people are saying about it. Kind of like the Benzinga thing I showed you guys. It's pretty cool, but there's a lot of premium there. And I do not know why. Implied volatility is 62. BBY. All right, let's check out Best Buy. See what's up here. TraderBot calls. Wow. There's a lot of call buyers out there, apparently. Do you guys have anything for me? There's just a lot of implied volatility. I mean, that's a sweet, sweet play on Best Buy, in my opinion. Okay. Well, if you guys ain't got anything for me, I ain't got anything for me. So let me pull up my trading plan and write that one down for tomorrow. Real Life Trades 2014. I have to update that pretty soon. So this will be something that we'll probably get in tomorrow. 12, 29, 14, 2, 17 p.m. BBY 35 January put sale. Implied volatility is high. I think it's really about all we need to know.
You check them out on Benzinga and see if there's any news there.
I haven't. Benzinga Pro. Log in. Log in. Log out the other instance. I'm always kicking someone out.
Bump us out.
Get out of here. All right, here's BBY. So there's obviously an interesting story about someone buying 40 February calls. Well, no, we don't necessarily know if we're buying them, but there's a lot of open interest. We could be selling them or buying them. Let's see. Markets marginally lower ahead of Friday's job reports. That's on 12/4. No, there's nothing out there. Okay. I'm game with that. I mean, at the same time, it's Best Buy. It's not a random pharmaceutical company. So, if it did gap below here, if something crazy happened and opened right about $34 and some change, yeah, you'd get hosed on your put sale. But I think we'd be able to turn right around and maybe buy some puts. So tomorrow, I'm going to be keeping a very, very close eye on that. Since we don't have any weekly Wednesday today, or this week, Bed Bath & Beyond is going beyond. Here's the intraday trigger that we place. And so far, since we have made a higher high and a higher low, this was a little bit of a longer term bullish entry. So depending on how you want to play this or where your stop is, I think either way, I would be okay with placing a stop at approximately 73.43 and then just letting this one ride to your target. So I looked at this one not too long ago. Earnings appears to be January 8th. So if we make it to 80.60, that's our ultimate target. I mean, it's a really, really pretty wave rotation. Just trade in, a little bit of bounce, nice clear move. We might pull back again one more time before we make it, but that's our ultimate target is 80.60 based on that trade. And again, if you had a stop way down here and you're much, much longer term, let's go in a weekly trade on Bed Bath & Beyond. I think it's still a good target. I mean, that's an all-time high. Here's your weekly chart. All-time high. You know what I can do? I can go to Twitter while you guys are talking about it, and I can say, anybody have a clue why the implied volatility is so high on BBY for January expiration? Thinking of selling the 35 put. Okay. There we go. There's Bed Bath & Beyond. I think it's a very, very good target. Very, very high move. Jay Gwarks, he says, only thing I could find, Best Buy company Richard Schultz Co-founder has sold company stock valued at nearly $300 million during the past 3 months, reducing his stake 15% down 20%. Oh, interesting. Well, I'm probably going to play it tomorrow. So I'll be keeping an eye on that. I mean, January expiration, that's, you know, that works. That works for me. So there's Bed Bath & Beyond. That's what I got. Loving is what I got. Walmart, trading sideways. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, you know, we have an intraday trigger, 86.35. If you are in, great. If you're not in, we're pretty much there again. And you could probably take your stop and at this point move it up to about 85.01. But for this exact trade, if we do break and make a higher high, that's when I'll take this exact stop and move it higher. Marsha, are you and Ralph in this one anymore? Did I do BBBY? Oh, I hope I didn't. Oh yeah, I got it. BBY. I don't know. I heard a really interesting theory recently on Walmart. I heard a theory that every 2 weeks, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, is a good time to be keeping an eye out for a bullish move on Walmart. Do you guys know why? Any guesses? Who wants to take a stab at this one? Every 2 weeks, I believe it would be tomorrow, this week, this Tuesday and Wednesday. Zane said that's when China releases manufacturing statements. Good question. Brian said new DVDs. Good question. Brad says company buyback. Close. Let's see if you guys have any other stabs at this one. I heard this one from a pretty reliable source as well. Karen said you were saying Bed Bath & Beyond with the stocks. Yeah, stock is Best Buy. So if I said it incorrectly, you're totally right. Best Buy has really, really good implied volatility. I'm keeping an eye on selling puts tomorrow. So every 2 weeks, Tuesday and Thursday, is when they do the automatic payroll processing for Walmart employees. And a high percentage of Walmart employees have what associated with their payments? They have the stock purchasing program. So since Walmart, if Walmart was a country, it would be the 34th richest country in the world. They have a lot of employees. So when all those employees in their payroll processing hits and they buy shares, it causes a little bit of a bump sometimes. Obviously not 100%. Nothing ever is. But I think that's interesting to know. It's one of those things that when I was told it, I was like, it makes total sense. Okay. So, you know. Anyway, so that being said, I would not be shocked nor surprised if we get a little bit of a bump tomorrow and Wednesday. It'd be fascinating to see if it plays out. But on Walmart, I am more bullish than bearish. I'm more bullish than bearish on Macy's as well. Macy's, so we had a lot of intraday triggers on Merchant Monday recently. Macy's, Bed Bath & Beyond, Best Buy was one that we've been playing. And Macy's was kind of a bounce from this gap, right? We talked about a lot of people getting trapped in this really wild move, gapped up. You know, this was a retest gap, and today looks like the candle. So if you're in Macy's long, I think that's the place to be. If you're in it as a day trade, I think we really did reach a pretty decent target not too long ago. Doug says, interesting. My company stock purchase happens only once a quarter. That is interesting, actually. I did not know that, Doug. Huh. I thought it was more than that. Thanks for sharing, man. How's everything been going, by the way, DD? You doing well, man? Are you ready for some college football? Dude, such good games coming up. This week, I'm starting to drink my water now. Get my body ready for this week. Oh, man. All right, so there's Macy's. Any other retailers that you guys want to look at? I guess Sprint's a retail. Sprint made a nice white candle the other day, a little bit of a black candle today. It's definitely going to have to break this 20 exponential to move any higher. Right? We failed the 20 exponential once. Could it be a second time? Absolutely, but it's an inside candle. Volume is very, very low. I think for this moment we'll leave a stop where it's at. And again, Sprint's very cheap, very inexpensive stock, so it's not the easiest to do this with. But if Sprint moves lower than 413, today's candle is a new Black Crow candle, and it's failing the 20 exponential. So if it does begin to fail that price, one could consider buying protective puts if it trades down to 378 again. And if it does stop you out on your bullish trade, you could hang on to your protective puts. Greg Peters dislikes Sprint as much as I do. Yeah, as a company, I'm not a big fan. So that's the best that I've got on Sprint. I mean, at the moment, this could be a 2-3 month trade. We've been in the analysis for about a week. We'll see what continues to happen, but you know, if it does fail that 20 and it rolls over again, buying some protective puts, hoping that we do this, would kind of be my goal and my plan on Sprint. Arthur Pierce, has any negative impact from overnight news of AirAsia in our markets? I think so, actually. We did have a little bit of a gap down from Friday's job numbers, and you know, AirAsia might have had a little bit of an impact. The market did kind of gap down and trade down a little bit this morning, but I think it's kind of recovering kind of nicely for today. So it will be interesting to see how that happens, but that definitely was unfortunate. It really was. All right, let's look at lock then. Let's lock up some good analysis on this trade. This is a really, really pretty retest gap. I like it a lot, and we did retest today. So that being said, we might only retest for another day or two. We could only retest for 1 to 2 days on the swing level. So it's breaking out of a distribution phase. We have really, really good volume. Risk to reward makes sense. So realistically, what we'll be looking for is some type of breakout. On the hourly chart, we're kind of getting it. You know, we have the exponential moving averages. If we pull back and bounce, that will be more bullish than bearish, in my opinion. Let me see if the 15-minute chart has us any information. The 15-minute chart looks okay. There's some bearish candles coming in, but there are some, you know, lower wicks, so you're, you know, getting some buying pressure on lock. So bottom line, I would be more bullish than bearish on lock, LifeLock. We could retest for only 1 to 2 days. Bullish confirmation, in my opinion, and I would have my stop approximately 617 and some change. If you want to get in today, you could. I mean, more or less kind of right about now. Or tomorrow, expect potentially a small inside candle and buy the pullback, and then ultimate target on LifeLock is 2085. So this is more of a swing trade level. Let's see. If we get an inside day, it's buyable. 1 to 2 month trade. Analysis on 12/29/14. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying. Zane said, was AMVA talked about? Yeah, I'm about to look at that in just 1 second. Orkin. So I don't really have a specific entry, my man. You know, again, if we pull back tomorrow, it's buyable. Or you could get in right now, just kind of like at market. It's a good move. It's a good gap. We could pull back tomorrow, and I think waiting is always the best choice. And then create a plan tonight, you know, from tonight to tomorrow morning. See where you want to buy it, and kind of play it that way. Would be my thought. Whole Foods. Whole Foods is one that John Higgins is in. And Higgins is already in. So we had an entry on Whole Foods, a little bit more bullish than bearish entry, about 48.61 not too long ago. And this was just a beautiful, beautiful retracement off the 20. Bounces off the 20, trading into 50.28. That's my ultimate target for Whole Foods. And as far as a breakout, I would wait for this, this, and this before going long again. That's kind of my thought. That's what I would wait for. I would like to kind of see that happen. There's really no premium at all in the put sale down here on Whole Foods. I like Whole Foods. Good store. Good buffet. It's a little pricey, but good. Obviously, phenomenal gap on Whole Foods. And a trade up, a bounce, buy the bounce. I think that'll be glorious on Whole Foods. AMBA, this was on my list, Zane. I was talking about this one. I love today's candle. I really, really do. The gap up from Thursday to Friday was a retest gap, and it played very, very well on a day trade. Zane says, how would you played yesterday's big candle? I sold half end of day, then placed usually a 1.3 cent stop to limit the other half. Yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Depending on where you had your target, I mean, that was a great trade in my opinion, Zane. He said I sold because it was so far from the exponential moving averages. It expected a retest back to 10 and buy back. Yeah, I agree, man. So at the moment, I would have my stop one of two places. This is probably the tightest that I would have my stop. Well, not the tightest, probably the loosest if I had a swing trade. And here's why. This was a stair-step pattern, and that's a break of a continuation pattern right there. So Maggie, I know that you're in this trade. I'm very, very happy for you, dear. You were down a little bit, kind of a lot on this black candle, and I'm just really, really hoping you trade your plan and you're still in this trade. I like the gap down today. It appears to me that it was a buyable gap. It gapped into a retest gap. People began to buy it. So on AMBA, if you're in the trade, some of you are. If you're not, no big deal. My stop would go at about 50.85. And if you're not in the trade, if we make a higher high tomorrow, Zane, if we continued up, I would play it okay. Cool, Zane. Yeah, I mean, yeah, good trade. You definitely did not lose on that trade. That's for sure. You did not lose on AMBA, so I'm proud of you, man. Looks good to me. I'm still long that bad boy. Still looks good. Okay, let's hop over to MTW now and officially start doing something if it has moved. We're coming into the last 30 minutes of the day. So let's hop over here to the 5 and kind of see where we're at. I think I'm going to move my stop to break even. I will move my stop to break even officially. 22.59. No reason not to. It's made higher highs, made higher lows. That's exactly what I want. And then I hope the rest kind of pops up. And if it doesn't, you know, we'll see. All right, so it's just a right click on the Mac. So on the Mac, here's the price. So you could do an OCO. Or you can modify pending order. Sell 294 a lot. That's the position. And 2259. Accept. Boom. Modified. Modifications gone through. It's a price. Sell 2259. There you go. Farouk said same on the PC. I had a weird. I had a Chromebook. Farouk, have you used one of those? When I say PC, I said it very liberally. It's a Chromebook, and so it's not exactly a PC. It's weird. So it has different. It almost has like an Apple mouse, but a PC functionality. I will say, type in a 3. I have no idea if there's anyone out here, but type in a 3 if you're interested in like a cheap PC. PC, tablet-ish type of computer. If there's any out there, I went to Office Depot, ODP, and I bought that thing for like $270. It was, it works great. For $270, like it just I have an extra computer to carry around. Not a bad deal. Not a bad deal at all. Just in my opinion. All right. So anyway, there's Manawak Company. I'm at break even. So worst case scenario, You know, we'll lose a little bit on the spread. We protect ourselves for sure. 22.97 is my target to sell half. I don't know if we get there in the next 25 minutes. Kind of hoping we do. But my stop, now break even. And we'll see what happens. Cool. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Not too bad. Not too bad. I'd like to hit it. It'd be fun. Okay. So, Rick, does that help answer your question about when to move to break even and things like that? I mean, stops, you know, again, in day trading, less is more. If you can find one good trade a day, you're okay. And there will be days where you shouldn't trade at all. You know, days where you just don't take a trade, and if you do find one or two good ones, awesome. If you don't, you know, don't worry about it. But this particular trade, it's, in my opinion, just very simple to take your trade, move your stop accordingly, you know, get to break even, give it some time, right? Type in a 6 if it did exactly what I wanted it to do when it popped up, retested, and bounced. Did I know that was going to happen? No, but you plan for what you want. So you always have some type of plan in the trade so that you know what you're doing, you know where you're at, why you're at, and what your goal is if something happens. So in the market, if you are creating your plan and you're telling the market what you want it to do, then you are in control of it rather than the market controlling you. I say to the market, okay, if the stock comes up to here, I exit half of my position, and then I'll wait 5 or 10 more minutes, and I'll move my stop again accordingly, and you know, so on and so forth. Arthur, I got in at 22.59. Rick said, I moved up to a 1 hour gain instead of break even. No worries, man. All right. Pat said, I had a Chromebook in my cart on Amazon to use like a tablet, but they made it sound like the only place on the internet you could go were on Google, email, and others that Gmail linked. So I'm interested in what your experience has been. No, you can go anywhere that you want on the internet. It just uses Google specifically. So I guess I'm trying to explain. I'll put it this way. It is an internet computer. There is no programming to do on a Chromebook. There is no back-end application. There is no tinkering. There is no... I'm probably wrong if I said there's not a motherboard. I'm sure there's a motherboard. I don't know what that means, really. But it's an internet computer. So when you use a Chromebook, you're pulling it up to get on the internet, and that is it. You don't build, apply, change, share. You can use anything you want, but if you go to Google on it, it works great for Google applications. Passes their USB connection. Yep, there's 2 USBs and an HDMI port and a headphone device. 3 USBs. I have it right by my computer right now. So anyway, I you know, speaking of Office Depot, Office Max, they gotta get bought out by somebody one day. I've been in there like 5 or 6 times, and I'm glad it's moving. Orkin, give me an update on this trade, my man. Where are you at? You're in Office Depot. Where's your stop? Where's your target? Give me some updates. Yep, I know you entered there. Where's you've been in this one for a little bit. Proud of you. Looks like it's gonna form a little bit of a pattern and trade sideways into the moving averages and either continue higher or get a retracement and then bounce. Zane said, MTW entered without a candle close above the consolidation just because the consolidation was so high quality. Yep. Absolutely. You got it, Zane. Didn't really need a close. Rick said, have you ever heard of a Raspberry Pi? It's a $70 computer, very interesting nonprofit development. No, I've never heard of that. Never. Tell me more, Rick. That's interesting. All right, Orkin, this is just me personally. If I was in this trade, this was a pennant pattern, and this is a retest gap, which we have broken out of. If I was in this trade, I'd place my stop at 768 and walk away from this trade for another month. That's what I would do. Because your target's 945, right about there. I would allow, you know, some time for this to occur and then this. Sometime in maybe February. Now, could it reach it up there before? Of course. But I would set my stop at 768 and walk away from the trade. Rick said it was developed for third world countries so everyone can access the internet. Really? Raspberry Pi. Shopping. What is this? Is a single board computer developed in the UK by Raspberry Pi Foundation. It's a credit card sized computer. Wow. Rick said it comes with a VGA, USB, Ethernet port, and that's it. Wow. What's the VGA? Video something accessory. That's why I love the collection that we have. The real life traders here. You guys are just so phenomenal. Video port. Okay, so what you're telling me is that you could plug this in and project it to a monitor so you can see it. Is that what you're saying? I just don't know anything about computers, so. and then of course we have Justin Linderman. VGA is the video graphics array, because he's a computer guy. So Justin knows his stuff. I know nothing about a lot of things, but that is really fascinating. I love that. I love that. Very cool, guys. Thanks for sharing. That is really fascinating. Video graphics array. I love it. All right, so there's Office Depot. So we looked at Lock, Whole Foods, AMBA, Sprints. Let's go look at LEN. LEN, Lennar Corporation. Which I forgot what these guys do, but I think these are also in the tech computer monitor world. Is that correct? I might be totally off, but it does look like a breakout today. They're a home builder? Gosh, I was way off. Steven Jackson was the first one to write in. He was like, bro, they do houses. Oh, man. I know for a fact sometimes I say things, you guys just roll your eyes and then just type in. No, dude. No. It's a home builder. Rick said, not sure, but it based for a little and had a breakout. I agree, it does. Let me see really quick. So we have some resistance. There's a few resistances right about 44.24. Oh, Samsonite. I was way off. Great film. Great film. Okay, so Friday was a new white soldier candle. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly looks pretty decent to me. Big candle. So here's your new white soldier, trapping some people. I think this is a resistance. I think this is a buy the bounce opportunity. So I would say watch, and this might happen tomorrow morning, Rick. Watch for the completion of a Morningstar reversal on the hourly to go bullish. So something like this. We're getting this candle right now, which looks really, really nice. We start moving above 44.50. We'd have our stop approximately 43.50, so it's about $1 risk. And obviously you have some targets on the north side of 45. Hey Brian, you know when I knew I liked Ashley a lot? Here's when I knew I liked Ashley. This was about a month into maybe 2 months into our relationship. Maybe three. And she volunteered her time to watch one of my classes. And I forget which class it was. I think it was a level 1 scholarship. So she was like, "What do you do?" And I had no idea how to explain to her what I did. So I was like, "Hey, here's a link. Just come on and you'll see what I do." And after the second class, she made a drinking game with her and her girlfriends, and they would watch me and have a drinking game. And I forget her rules. I guarantee you she has them somewhere. But she said, if Jeremy says your name, you have to drink. If he draws a smiley face on the screen, you have to drink. Oh gosh! If Jeremy laughs at one of his own jokes, you have to drink. So she said by the third class, when she did this game, like her and her girlfriends were just destroyed. I was like, that sounds like a fun time right there.
I wish I could have been. Anytime he sings Gap Action, you have to do a double shot.
Who wants to have a night where we do that one day? Would that be fun? Like a Saturday night stock class where it's just oh no, Catherine, she said he's laughing at his own jokes. Oh man. Man, oh man. It'd be a long night. That's all I got to say. It would be a long night for you guys. It'd be fun. It'll get wild. It'll get wild. Okay. Random. Just total random. There's Elian Lennar. I think I was thinking Linux. Linux does computer stuff, right? What's the Linux ticker? LENN? Are they publicly traded? I don't even know. I think that's what I was thinking. Linux. Small retest and edge is bullish. There's your small retest right there on HPQ. Oh, Peg, I appreciate that. Yeah, Peg, Ashley's an incredible girl. She's incredible. Incredible. I don't know if she's lucky. I think I might be lucky on that one. Because Peg, you got to think, finding a girl who can put up with me for more than 3 hours a day. I mean, think that one through. You guys think that I just end when I get off, like the microphone. It doesn't really. You know what I'm saying? This insanity continues far after the computers are closed. But anyway, you guys are awesome. You guys are hilarious. You guys are cracking me up. All right, so that's Hewlett Packard. This is a fun day. I know, Zane. It's slowly tiptoeing. I don't want it to tiptoe. We got 10 minutes. I got to exit in like 5. Orkin wants X. X, man, I don't know right now on X. Did you go bullish, Orkin? I don't know, man. We reached a really, really strong target. I would leave it alone for the moment. Is what I would do personally. Now, sure, if you went bullish, I can get it. If you're going bearish, I think you went bearish at the tail end of the trade. Could it continue lower? It absolutely could. Will it? I would say until we close below 25 and some change, 25.87, I wouldn't be vastly excited about a bearish trade. I would need this obviously could be a flag, and yes, if we do in fact close, I could see it. The trend is bearish without question. I just need a little bit more of something, some type of retracement or something to happen before going bearish. I mean, we haven't even failed the 20 in quite some time. So if I was going to trade this bearish, I would like to trade sideways into the 20 and then maybe a rollover. But for right now, my analysis is to wait on X. Brian, so you're in your Google bear call spread, correct? What's your plan on that one, brother? So you're in a bear call. Google was a nice white candle at some point during the day. Now it's a little bit of a black candle. I think this could be a 1, 2, 3. This is a small 4. He said unravel at 5:45. I can dig it. I think that's a decent plan. There you go, bro. Pro status. And I do like today's candle. I like the fact that we opened below the close. So in my opinion, Brian, this is just totally opinion. I think this is a small wave 4 or a wave 3, but it's some type of small retracement. I think a pullback and a good gap on this trade, you might want to consider potentially unraveling it. With 9 minutes left in the market, Zane wants me to look at MTW and ask a question. So he says, how big of a stop limit would you use? Well, at the moment, my stop is at 22.59. I'm going to hold that until about 4 or 5 more minutes, and then I'm just going to exit wherever we're at. I mean, just in case it does something like this, I mean, I could see you having a stop, but, With 9 minutes left in the market, it doesn't really matter where your stop is. That's what I'm trying to say. It doesn't really matter. There's definitely some targets. I think I got 22.97, which is right about here. So I'll give it 2 or 3 more minutes to reach that. And if it doesn't, I'll just exit out the trade, and that'll be that. So towards the end of the day, I don't really have any opinion on how tight you place your stops. Oh, the limit. Oh, I see what you're saying. Gotcha. I don't use stop limits. Never have I used stop limits. If I'm walking away from the computer, Zane, I'm sorry. I thought you were saying like trailing stops. I got what you're saying. You're talking about stop limit. No, I don't do stop limits. If I'm going on a break and I'm away from the computer, it's a hard stop in the system. If it triggers it, I'm out. That's just me, though. Because stop limits, you can get skipped over. Simple. I mean, it's rare. I will agree, but it can happen. It really, really can. The thing is, we are on MTW. We are at a resistance. I mean, again, it's not the exact high. Obviously, not at a target, but you're at a resistance. I'll give it another minute or 2. Probably just have to exit. Which is not a big deal. Anything else? Anything else you guys want to look at? Apple. Yeah, so let me look at Apple again for Derek Clark, and then we're going to hop out. Apple looks nice. If it pulls back, so we did have a little bit of a pullback so far. A little bit of an upper shadow. This is a tweezer bottom on Apple. So my thought process is, since this is a strong resistance on Apple, I'm probably going to take my stop, leave it where it is, and I'm going to write a plan to buy some protective puts if we start breaking below $12.75 and $12. So if we start breaking those lows, I'll buy some protective puts, and I'll actually stop out of the trade and hold on to my protective puts if we get below 110.49. But at the moment, I do anticipate some resistance right here. We made a higher high and a higher low today from yesterday's candle. My thought, we trade sideways for a little bit, and then we probably continue a little bit higher. So something like that, almost exactly, Derek, is my thought. Greg says, can you use MOC order market on close? For what particular trade, Greg? I don't think you can do an MOC in the non-co prop account, no. I don't think you can. I haven't seen it anywhere. I've never actually done a market on close, now that I'm thinking about it. I never have. Zane, likelihood of gapping is very low. Yep, that's pretty much it, man. Derek said, okay, I didn't buy in yet. Well, if we pull back to 112 and some change and we bounce and you want to buy in, that makes sense to me. Could Apple form this? It could. That's what stops are for. That's what risk mitigation's for. Will it? I really don't know. I really, really, truly don't. I would have to say with a tweezer bottom and that gap, I'm bullish on Apple. Will it play out okay? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. But man, I'm okay with I'm okay with risking my R's on the trade because it does look nice. I might even do a 116 covered call for this week. I love weekly covered calls. I'll do them all day. All right, so Farouk says he's closing MTW. Let me just hop in really quick and got 4 minutes till. Yeah, it'll probably just hang out there, not too much. Pending orders. So what I'll do is I'll just modify this order. Modify pending order into price. I guess right now, 22.76. See if that goes through. There you go. Out. So again, we have 4 minutes left on the market. I'm gonna start getting a message anyway, so it's good trade. Good trade overall. What trade a day? So I had 0.98 R on the trade. Entering here, placing your stop here, exiting here. That's 1 R. Granted, right about here was about 2, but that was not my target, and therefore that's all you can do. So good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. If you got a chance to trade it, if you didn't, you recognize the opportunity. An R a day keeps the bill collector at bay, and earnings season's right around the corner. So when earnings season's around the corner, some of the trades will be a lot more fun. But same thing on Manawak Company. As far as a bullish trade's concerned, just a smidgen of a pullback, and I do like it and appreciate it more bullish than bearish. Questions before we get out? Thoughts, concerns, comments? Farouk says, thanks, I'll have a nice day. Farouk, good day for you, man. You did well. I think Farouk locked in 5R today. He made some on Manawak, made some on Twitter. Twitter's continued lower. It's down. It's just kept on going. Do you guys think I should write that guy on Twitter that I was messaging earlier and say, told you? Nah, I'm just kidding. I never do that. He wrote back like, sorry, down 2.9%. It can't go any lower. Well, yeah, it can. Anyway, so as you guys know, just kind of a review, and here's, I guess, realistically, and Angie, you're welcome to come on the mic and offer any of your awesome insights as well. Here's kind of the deal, guys, with the trading floor. Here's the holiday schedule. So we're in it till Tuesday. We're going to take a break. And then this week was going to be the week that I was going to have a really, really big, what we're calling enrichment week. So it's a free week. If you know anyone or have any friends that want to join that week, you're more than welcome to. You guys can tell anyone you want about this, and they're welcome to come in, and I'll give away that week for free for anyone who wants it. I just can't email anyone right now. Real Life Trading can't email anyone. So we're massively handicapped as far as what we can email. So here's the bottom line, and I'm again just throwing this out there. We're gonna do this again, and the price is gonna just stay $99 for right now. Because what I was gonna do is we're gonna have a big 2015 $99, and then everything's going to change, and we're going to add a few things, and so on and so forth. But hey, you know what? We're getting the hang of this. We have this for the rest of our lives. We're real life traders from here on out. So my thought is, if anyone wants this week for free, they're welcome to get it, to try it out. If you know anyone or want to message anyone or post it on your social networks, we're going to still get the message out there lightly. but we will more than likely, once everything settles down with the emails and the competition issues that we're going through right now with other parties, then we'll just continue to progress, and we'll probably do it again in February or March. As simple as that. That's all it is. So, we'll see. So I can't really make a big deal about it, because even if I did make a big deal about it on social media, I wouldn't really be able to email people about it anyway. So, if they want a free week,
have them email me, Jeremy,
yeah.
and I'll hook them up with the registration link.
I don't really have any other way to go about it other than they would have to email Angie Peg. So if anybody wants it, Angie@reallifetrading.com. Greg says early bell. Yes, we're gonna have a morning day trading room as well. We're gonna do morning and afternoon, and it'll all happen. All I can say, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your support. Thank you for being incredible and phenomenal. Peg, if you want to share, Pat, if you want to share your links, you can share your links.
No,
don't share the links.
Don't share the links, because then I'll have like 5 Pat Kaufmans in the room.
Okay, gotcha.
I'll have to hear me do my Slim Shady impersonation. Will the real Pat Kaufman please stand up?
Nice.
Yeah, don't do that. Just have them email me. I'll send them a link, and we'll get them in.
Yeah, it's gonna be hassle-free, ladies and gentlemen. So if anyone wants it, it's gonna be very simple. I mean, they email us, we'll get them in, but we can't email anyone out. We're very limited, so it's okay. You know what? We'll do it again. We'll make it happen. But I can say this: we're gonna talk, about probably tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a little bit slower in the third hour, or maybe in the rest of the room. We'll talk a little bit about how your Christmases went, what your 2015 looks like. Because in 2015, during this week, next week, we most certainly are going to be talking about goals. It might be this week, one of these 2 weeks. We'll be talking about goals, what your goals are, what my goals are, Angie's goals. We'll share real life trading goals. We'll share personal goals. I mean, I'm a big resolution fan, and I stick to them as hard as I can. That's the bottom line. Is I know some people believe in them, some people don't believe in them. It's not about believing in anything. It's about, this is a good time of year. It's a new year to say, hey, this is what I want to do for this year, and then just doing it, right? So we'll absolutely be sharing resolutions or goals or statements of motivation, whatever you guys want to call them. Doesn't really matter. We'll be talking about that, and I'll be setting you guys up for my vision of 2015. And I'll be setting you up with how phenomenal real life trading is going to be. We'll give you some ideas. We'll talk about what March and April is going to look like. I'll share you guys my personal plans, my trading plans, goals, attributions, challenges, all that good stuff. We're going to be talking about it. It's going to be a great time. And all I know is, ladies and gentlemen, the future is massively bright. Thank you so much for being a part of it. You guys absolutely rock. And you rock because you are real life traders. I'll see you guys later. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. See ya.